I better drink a lot of water. It looks like more tears want to come out and being triggered again. Hey, what does every child want? Turns out it's quite rare and increasingly hard to observe in our species. Therefore, every adult is still seeking this, what every adult wants. It is to be given an opportunity to shine or to show what we can do, to be observed, either succeeding or failing, really. Children aren't afraid of failing. Adults want to hide this. We're so dysfunctional. I don't want to hide it. I want to fail in full public view, but for that I need kind of to be given opportunities. So I'm watching this. It's the first time I watch one of these, The Making of Black Widow.
Scarlet that much before. That whole fight is about not knowing how to say what you feel.
And you could see the actors who decide at their own pace, what kind of physical activity of the characters they want to put themselves through. And some are comfortable at these levels, some are comfortable at these levels. And when I went last year to work really hard with a religious group, although it was very clear, and this is one of my strengths, living transparently, that I wasn't religious, and I told them, but I was working really, really hard, like at their restaurant and on the farm, and I wanted to do more, especially things that were needed, not just wanted, because there was a lack of anybody else doing it, because everybody was working really hard. And then people might say, well, Martin, you didn't work as hard as they do, and they're doing that all the time. Well, no offense, but I was only given 2 weeks and asked to leave because I'm not religious. And you know why? It's because they don't work as hard as me. And I'm not talking about the work at the restaurant or on the farm, but to become human in all ways. The operating system, the learning that needs to be done. And they are so cowardly and intellectually lazy in learning. But first you got to unlearn. You got to admit this is not right? Especially before you keep having kids. So in a way, it was nice for me to see, wow, 2 weeks, I would have done a lot more, but it's nice to be reminded once in a while that I am a hard worker in all ways, and I was given a chance in this business and interacting with this community as a non-religious person and a genuine self without a mask and wanting to give and give. It's nice to see that I am who I claim to be, and I could do even more of it, and I can prove myself even more, and the problem is that I'm not given opportunities. So I recently saw some comments on one of my vlogs from a month ago that I didn't see, and the person's criticism of me started with I can't remember if he said Grant. What's his name? Grant. I remember the last name. No. And he said I've got about, like, I don't know if he watched the entire video or it's just going by the title, or if he's looked on my channel for other videos where I mention Dr. John Campbell. And but the first thing this guy criticizes me with is I've got about 1 subscriber per, I don't know, like a video or 100 video. I'm not sure what he's saying. I'd have to look it up. But he's he's deciding who I am as a person based on, so before the internet, I don't know if he met somebody like me in person, because he hasn't met me in person, how he'd evaluate me. It'd be like, what? It'd be like, you've got 3 donkeys, and, and you've got 6 kids. You should have more than that, whatever it is. It doesn't make sense. It's his own point of reference, which is ridiculous. And this person could be like a university professor or doctor or whatever it is, defending John Campbell, that I've tried many times to have opportunities to show things we have in common, and a lot of my videos is praising him when he was in trouble with stuff that he didn't do wrong, but that, and I defend John, and I defend Greta, and people, if I post something on a Greta Facebook group, and people kind of, people just don't know how to connect to reality because it takes effort. The world is so complex now, and a person like me is even more complex than the average person. It's ridiculous the excuses I'm given when people decide that they should all get together to judge me as a person without even giving me opportunities to prove them right or wrong. Like it's the Anthropocene people. I'm not kidding. So I'm crying when I see, these characters who are taking on these roles that they are very clear. Like I really love the actress, and I didn't really know her. I already knew the other mom character in Black Widow from The Mummy. I always thought she was very attractive. But the girl who plays kind of the sister of Natasha Romanoff I just found her extremely pleasing as a person, separately from her character, because you can't play a character like that unless you've got these kind of, you know, uh, intelligence of confidence. And it, it, she's wearing a lot of makeup when she's sitting being interviewed there, and she might not be, as other people might think, as attractive as Scarlett Johansson, but she is so attractive in her confidence. It's upsetting for me to see her with makeup as if that's going to make a difference. Her confidence makes a difference. And and you would think that's what other Homo sapiens would be attracted to, right? Confidence. Somebody who's got confidence and who says, "Yep, bring me the challenge. I'll either do well or not do well, but I can tell you that when I don't do well, I'll still be able to learn from it. I'll still be able to not have my complete self-image or self-esteem or self-confidence break apart and be destroyed forever." And I know sometimes people don't give me opportunities because they assume I'm weaker than them. And it's the Anthropocene, people. It really is.